Tiffany here with Years of Years, and it's this day in Disney for July 7th. And to start off, we are going to 1976 for a movie release. It's Disney's live action comedy Gus. So I don't know how many of you have seen Gus, and I'd love to hear your opinions about this movie. We actually watched it a few months back, and this movie is very interesting. It is about a football kicking mule and his trainer, both from Yugoslavia, and they're recruited to come and help out the team, the California Adams, over in California. And the Adams are in last place. They're doing pretty bad, and they definitely need something to change things and make it better for their team. And this football kicking mule is their ticket to the top, right? The mule actually starts out as their mascot, Gus, the mascot, and then they discover that he can kick really well and accurately, so he becomes the team's kicker. And that goes really well, and they're doing fantastic until two ex-cons are hired, of course, to kidnap Gus. What else would you do, right? This is a crazy movie. It's very interesting. The film features Edward Asner, Don Knotts, Gary Grimes, Tim Conway, Dick Van Patten, Bob Crane, and really to add a lot of footballness to this movie, they put in football great Johnny Unitas, and he's nicknamed Johnny U and the Golden Arm from the Baltimore Colts, and then Dick Butkus, who played as a linebacker for the Chicago Bears. So I found that very interesting. I grew up knowing Dick Butkus in particular because of growing up near Chicago and being a Bears fan. I was raised to be a Bears fan and love the Bears. I don't know if they always love all of us back. Just kidding. We love the Bears. And when they won, I was in middle school and we did the Super Bowl shuffle. It was all good. It was a great time back in the 80s. So seeing Dick Butkus in this film was a real hoot for me, for sure. But to be honest, I think I'm the only one in the family who stuck it out and watched the whole film. And I think I dozed off a little bit in all the kidnapping scenes. But it was a Sunday rainy afternoon, so I don't know. You'll have to check this movie out. If you're a big fan of this movie, I'd love to hear that in the comments. It was a lot of fun to watch, and like I said, it's very interesting. The whole concept I thought was very interesting, a lot of fun for the time period. And then in 2003, we're talking about a very special person, Chuck Abbott. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2003 in Utah, but he worked for Disneyland as a foreman of attractions, and he had a career lasting for 36 years. Working over there at Disneyland. He was a veteran of the park and a member of the exclusive Club 55, which that's not the same as Club 33. It's a group that none of us can really be a part of because you had to be working at Disneyland opening day, and so they had their exclusive group there of all the people who started out, right when Disneyland started. And it wasn't easy. It was really hard back then, and they were so creative and imaginative, and so Chuck Abbott was one of them. He worked directly with Walt during the planning and construction of Pirates of the Caribbean. You gotta love that. We love that ride, and he was a big part of that ride and its construction. And then he was named Foreman of the Year for the Matterhorn. And in 1977, he was foreman for the opening of Space Mountain. And then in 1978, he went back to the Matterhorn, where he helped to do the big reopening of the ride. During his career, he also served as foreman for the Submarine Voyage, Jungle Cruise, Mine Train through Nature's Wonderland, and much, much more. So he was named a Disney legend, and he was the first cast member who was hourly paid to be named a Disney legend. So you can just tell from his all the work that he did that he really deserved that. And I really love learning about these different cast members, these different people who work to make the Disney company great. And the history is just so full. You know, going back to we've recently started to go back to the resorts and enjoy, and a lot of the people there right now in particular have been there for years, and it's really neat to get to talk to them and hear their stories and how they started out at the Disney parks here in Walt Disney World. And there's, you know, everyone has a story, especially people who have worked with the company for many, many years, and I love to hear every individual's story. It's so great. So go check out Gus. Try not to fall asleep. No, just kidding. And definitely remember Chuck Abbott and all the Disney cast members who do so much that we don't even realize behind the scenes. So that's it for this day in Disney. We'll see you next time.